Welcome to Coming Home, Survive and Thrive in Homeschooling. As usual, the media constantly bombards us with all manner of things to fill our minds and have us thinking about what they want us to think. I used to listen to the news to be well informed. Those days have long gone, and it turns out I didn't notice I wasn't as well informed as I thought I was. Keep us busy, keep us distracted, keep us fearful, but most of all, keep us thinking about anything except what needs thinking about. There are two key words in that sentence. Repetition in writing annoys me, but it's there today for what I want to emphasize. Keep, and secondly, thinking. One of the most helpful things I did for my mental health was to stop watching and listening to the news. One of our sons, who knows well the front and back office of media, told us this years ago. At the time, it didn't make sense. Why would I stop finding out what was happening? Wasn't it making me informed, intelligent, and able to make relevant conversations at dinner parties? Habits are hard to change, but listening and reading the mainstream news was a habit. However, habits can be broken and reset if there is a good reason to go through the challenge of breaking it. He said people would soon tell me if something had happened, and I could find out more if I needed to. He was right. The surprising bonus was the freedom it brought me. The nagging anxiety of a bonkers world lessened. I stopped mulling over things that probably weren't that important, and it freed up my mind to think more about what was important. To put it another way, it reminded me of the importance of how to think and not what to think. Another surprise was how easily I had been deceived into thinking I was doing the how. But no, it was and is the what. The everyday media are well trained in gaining and keeping your attention. Very well trained. It's a good idea to reassess regularly to see how far you've been drawn back in without realizing it. Scrolling through X or Twitter, and especially Instagram, is my current version of breaking habits. Keeping my mind engaged and choosing what to stop and read is harder than I thought, but it's the same habit I thought I'd broken with the newspapers, radio and TV. Vigilance is an effort, that's for sure. A good way to start the thinking process of what to read and listen to is this. Whatever is making the most noise or the flashiest pictures is there to get your attention and to distract you from what really does need to be thought about. Metaphorically, observe the attraction and turn around and see what you're missing but is happening. Know that what's in the media is what they want you to see. What they don't want you to see is what they're not talking about. Once you know that, you need to know how to find out what these unspoken events, situations, or people are. Find a range of alternative media and scan across them. On one subject, let's say the cost of living, since it's relevant, there will be a range of articles about inflation, what it is and what it isn't, why lending rates change, compound interest, the Fed, the history of money, and plenty of other financial terms you've never heard of. Take your time to begin to understand, and it will take a lot of time, what lies behind the rising cost of living. And a whole parallel universe of financial thinking opens up. It turns out it was there all the time, and you begin to wonder why you didn't know this, and that, dear listener, is exactly what you need to now be thinking. Why? Keep asking, why? What, how, when, and where are also necessary. It's helpful, actually, it's essential, to find intelligent and experienced thinkers to help you form and strengthen your new habit of how to think and not what to think. Whether it's online, books, chat groups, or face-to-face, spending time with people who practice what you want to get better at is imperative. It's not a solitary venture. Being with others also helps protect against the same old habit of being told what to think and ignoring what doesn't fit your new worldview. Nothing's changed. You just swap one bubble for another. Iron sharpens iron is a pertinent Bible verse to understand and practice. Here are some of the thinkers I am listening to: Neil Oliver, Douglas Murray, Jordan Peterson, Mark Stein, C.S. Lewis, and more recently, Chris McIntosh on learning to think financially alongside geopolitics. There are many more men and women I could put on this list. Listening to any of the above and rippling out with their recommendations will quickly broaden your scope with those who will strengthen your thinking muscles. If a person is being mobbed or cancelled by the main media, that could be a clear hint to take a thinking interest in that person. I've lost count of the number of times I've thanked the mob for directing me to a new thinker. I should say I still apply my criteria from St. Paul of testing all things with any thinker I listen to. That is the person and message of Jesus Christ, which may or may not be what I observe the modern church to be doing. Just because someone on my list has a certain opinion doesn't necessarily mean it becomes mine. It might, but it is measured and weighed first. If you are homeschooling or thinking about it and would like to consult, be coached or counselled in your homeschooling, please contact me. You can do this on my website, cominghomeinfo.com, or email me. I'll put that below. Have a great week with your families. Bye for now.